There's so many of you. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, my name is Brenda McWalter. I am the instrumental director here at Merrimack High School, and we are so happy to share the incredible work your kids have done to prepare for this concert. I'd first like to introduce my colleagues here tonight. With the 5th and 6th grade Mastrocola Upper Elementary School bands, we have Mr. Matthew Zopa. With the Merrimack Middle School bands, we have Mrs. Holly Levine. So just a few logistics before we start. In case of an emergency, please make note of the exits and the one nearest to you. So 2 in the back, 2 in the front, 1 in the middle, all go outside. To be courteous, please silence your phones and any other electronic devices. You are more than welcome to record. However, the wonderful folks at Merrimack TV are recording the concert, and it'll be posted on their Merrimack TV app, and it will be aired very soon after this concert. So you're more than welcome to just sit back and relax, because we got the recording covered for you. And then finally, we just ask that you do your best to not leave and enter the gymnasium in the middle of a performance. All right. With that said, we're going to get started. Please welcome Mr. Matthew Zopa and the J Muse 5th grade concert band.
Okay, I was going to say, wow, there's a lot of them, but that's usually what I say every day. I'm Mr. Matt Zopa. I am the band director at J Muse. I work with the 5th grade and the 6th grade bands. I have to say, if you saw the 5th grade band at their last performance, this March performance often is a little bit of a stretch, and it comes quick, and it's a lot of pressure, but this group has certainly grown so much. So you'll be shocked at what you hear in the next few minutes. We are playing 2 songs. The first selection is Engines of Change by Douglas Wagner. And the second is a piece called Intensity by another former Merrimack alum, Tim Kanzler. Okay, welcome back. Yes, I'm over here now. All right, next up is our 6th grade band. Just want to make sure I don't say the wrong thing. As much as the 5th grade band has made great progress, I have to say the 6th grade has been really, really working hard. I have been really, really proud of their focus and how they really, really have been concentrating on making music together. And again, they have grown even in just the last few weeks. They've amazed me. And their sound, compared to our last concert, is amazing. We are playing 2 pieces here, the Lexington March by John Edmondson, and our second selection is Zigzag by Sean O'Laughlin. After we perform these 2 pieces, there'll be a slight intermission while we switch groups here. We just ask that you please stay in your seats because the 6th grade band will be moving around and the middle school band will be coming through. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Holly Levine, Director of the Middle School Instrumental Program. We're really happy to be here tonight. I just wanted to share a couple of very short, quick, important points with you that you might enjoy knowing. A couple weeks ago, our band performed at the NHMEA Large Group Festival. They received a wonderful rating with great comments, and we are super proud of them. We're playing 2 of the songs tonight that we played that Saturday, and I would just want them to know and for you to know how proud we are of our Merrimack Middle School kids for doing such a wonderful job. And I'd also like to just take a short moment to recognize some of the kids in the room who have done some really outstanding, wonderful extra things on their instruments, with their instruments over the last few months. We've had a solo and ensemble festival. We've also had the NHBDA Middle Level Honor Band Festival, and we have an upcoming District Honor Band Festival. All are wonderful opportunities for kids. They've taken advantage of them, and you could not be prouder of the efforts that they're putting forward to make these events happen, that they have put forward. So if any student behind me and our student over in JMUSE, if you could stand up and be recognized for the extra things that you have been doing recently. Solo and ensemble, honor bands. There's one over there too. Thank you. There's so much great stuff going on at the middle school. We have lots of fun, so we've got just one more for you. Today's song is called Encanto.
righty. Can we give it one more round of applause for our upper elementary school and middle school? How lucky am I that I get to be their teacher in the next few years? That's incredible. You guys are amazing. All right. Behind me is the Merrimack High School Concert Band. And the first song that we're going to play for you is The Thunderer by John Philip Sousa. I am incredibly proud of this group, and I'm especially proud that I gave this song to them about 2 days ago, and we've been looking at it for about 3 rehearsals. So here we go. Well, you guys are in for a treat tonight. The second song that we'll be playing is Fantasia for Alto Saxophone by Claude T. Smith. We've been working on this song since the beginning of January, and it is a concerto. For those of you who don't know, a concerto is a form of ensemble music with a featured soloist. Right? Our featured soloist is a senior here at MHS and is our alto saxophone section leader. Please welcome Dave Sharma. Now, before we start, please do your best to hold your applause until the end of the song. It's going to be very difficult to do that. And watch out, because there are some traps in this music that makes you think the song is over, but it's not. So wait, okay? Here's Fantasia.
Hi, 5th and 6th grade. Hey, everybody. I just want to take a moment and introduce to you the middle school jazz band. Thank you very much. We have one more song to play. We have several short solos. When they solo in jazz band, we improvise, which means we're making it up right on the spot. Take some courage, take some practice, and we have several kids who are going to share that developing skill with you. It's lots and lots of fun. We will hear, in this order, Ben Weldon on bari sax, Julie Jocks and Rashab Navadia on tenor sax, Grace Bassett, Eleni Fascal, and Liam Melanson on alto sax, William Jaff, I'm sorry, it's late. I'm sorry, everybody. William Jaff, Josh Stein, I knew it was coming out, Connor Lacey on trumpet, Haley Coker on clarinet, and Andra Kovacs on flutes. This is Land of a Thousand Dances.
Alrighty. Right behind me is the MHS Jazz Band. The first chart we're gonna play for you is a song called Dat Dare, and we're gonna have 6 improv solos. You're gonna hear Tristan on the trombone, Ian on the alto sax, I'm blanking, Colin on the piano, I got this, Evan on the trumpet, Sam on the guitar, and Abbott on the trombone. Here's Dat Dare. One, two, 1, 2, 3. Before we do our last chart, I just have a few quick things to say. This is such a special concert. Wow, hi, I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay. This is such a special concert where we get to see the growth of a musician from their first time picking up an instrument to having played for 8 years. So, to all of my fifth graders over there, congratulations on performing at your first ever Cavalcade. You guys are going to remember your first Cavalcade, and you're going to remember it forever. And when you become seniors, like many of the kids in my concert band and jazz band right here, you're going to get to look back on your first Cavalcade and all the other ones that you were a part of. And I hope you remember how fun, how inspiring, and how amazing it is to be a Merrimack musician. I want to thank all the people supporting us, our administration, all of our music colleagues here from different buildings. Thank you so much for being here. All of our sound people, Steve McDowell controlling all the mics. The folks at Merrimack TV, thank you so much for capturing this and for making it public for everybody. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Most importantly, thank you to all of you for being here and for supporting Merrimack music and music in our schools. What a busy Music in Our Schools month this has been. But we're about to get to the end of it, and it is amazing. One last piece of logistics. Once the concert is over, please sit tight and let all of the students return to their assigned areas so that there you can pick them up, check them out with their teachers, and all of that. I'd also just ask that you refrain from trying to help tear down. It is very generous of you. There's a lot of specific stuff to this setup here, and the high schoolers here know exactly what to do. They are amazing, and they will take care of all of that. So, to conclude our concert, we're going to play Cuban Overture, and you're going to hear solos from Hikari on alto sax, Dave on tenor sax, and solos from our drummers, Jimmy and Ben. Here's Cuban Overture. Thank you.
Thank you.